Good morning, everybody. This is Deborah Byrne from Deborah Byrne Psychology Services, known as DBpsychology across social media. This morning I'm going to talk about this week's blog, which is all about getting back into a relationship after a divorce. So the first thing I'd actually like to say before I start is that I would get some legal advice if your divorce hasn't gone through and you are thinking about dating somebody and it's got to the stage where you actually want to move in with them, because there could be legal implications with regards to maintenance, or as they say in the States, alimony, and house, and all sorts of legal implications. And I am not a solicitor, so I cannot advise you there, but always protect yourself legally in these circumstances. Now, and I'm saying that because divorce in Ireland can go on. You can file for divorce and it may take 4 to 5 years, in fact, in sometimes longer, before your divorce comes through and people move on with their lives. So just be careful about what before you actually start. Now, saying that, getting divorced is one of the most traumatic events that will happen to you, or separating from your partner is very, very traumatic. There are children involved, could be children involved, so therefore you're going to have to deal with them and help them, and you're also grieving. Now, this is exactly the same type of grief as if you had lost a loved one to death. And you need time. You really do need to give yourself time to grieve out everything, everything that has happened, and the loss of what you thought of as the possibilities that was going to go forward into the future with that person. You've lost all that, and we have to give ourselves time. And why I say that is, a lot of time people will think, or maybe push you into relationships or dating again before you're actually ready. They expect you to have moved on much more quickly than you're ready. As with grief from the death of somebody, it doesn't just happen overnight. A month, 6 months, it can be years sometimes before we are finally ready and we have grieved out the process and we have reached a level of acceptance where we're ready to move on with our lives. So don't ever let anybody push you into moving on too quickly. It'll just spell disaster for you. I can tell you that up front. You really do need to let go of the past. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive the other person. And in saying that, I have 3 questions up on the blog, and I think if you're contemplating, if your relationship has ended, even if it's a long-term relationship and not just you're getting divorced or separated from your husband or wife, but if you've lost somebody, check out those 3 questions, because there is nothing worse than sitting across the table from somebody who can't stop complaining about their ex, who can't let go, or is constantly comparing the person they're sitting across from to that person, and has a whole load of grievances and a whole load of complaints and all sorts of things. So there are 3 questions. There are 3 questions I would suggest you check them out, and if you're stuck there, then I really think you need to be talking to somebody like me. You really need to be picking up the phone and talking to somebody like me. I think I really recommend that if your relationship has ended, that you do talk to somebody like me, because you need to work through what happened. If we don't work through what has happened in the past, we'll just bring that baggage with us into a new relationship. And there is nothing a surefire, quick way to have a second divorce or a second separation or a bunch of failed relationships than not having dealt with the past. If you don't deal with it, it's going to come with you and keep coming with you until you do deal with it. Now, in saying all that, the next point I'd like to make is, have you accepted yourself? Have you accepted the new you? You're probably a lot older than you were when you first started dated, prior to marriage. Things have changed. You may have children. What you want out of life may have changed. So, can you accept that? Do you know what you actually want? Have you set healthy boundaries for yourself? Have your kids got through this as well? And I do have a couple of blogs up there on helping children with separation and divorce, so I do urge people to check that out. Think about, you'll have to think about things like rebuilding trust maybe in yourself. Maybe the relationship you left was abusive in some way. You'll definitely need to work on your boundaries in that case. And you'll definitely need to rebuild, trust within yourself. Your own gut instinct, if you like, would probably be skewed. So think about getting support and getting help and getting the past, let going of the past before you move on to a serious relationship. Because it will help. It's like putting in a new foundation of a house. It will help you to have a better possibilities for the future. So in saying that, what should you do then if you're ready? If you've done the therapy, you've done everything else. Well, the first thing I would say to you is get your support group in place. So if you've been working on your boundaries, you should be working on your new friends. You possibly have lost some friends due to the separation or divorce. So, you want to get a good support group around you. Good support people that you can actually moan to, that you can talk to, and that will support you. Because, it's going to be up and down. You're going to be up and down. You're testing the waters at first. You need people to bounce ideas off of and get their opinion of this new person or these new people that are coming into your life. The second thing I'd say to you is be patient. Be very patient with yourself. Be patient with the other person. And don't, as I said at the start, don't let anybody, push you. Don't let people push you around, and don't even push yourself. And therefore, don't settle. Know what you want. Realize that you can't fix anybody, and that if you know what you want from a new relationship, you know what kind of person you want to be with. And if that's confusing, at least get to the stage where you say to yourself, okay, this is what I don't want. This is the type of person I don't want, and have that fixed in your mind. I don't want this person, and then it'll eliminate some of the things that to eliminate your list. So you can refine your list down until you decide on, well, what do I want? What do I want from the future? What is it I expect from a relationship? Where do I want it to go? What stage am I at with my children? And, all the things that are going on in your life, your work, whatever. What do you want from this person? And what are you willing to give to the other person? Don't forget that. It's a two-way street here. You're interacting with somebody who has expectations too. But never settle. Know what you want, and remember you can't fix anybody. And get that support group in place. And also realize there are going to be pitfalls along the way. You're going to face situations where it's stressful. Maybe you're lonely, and sometimes when we're lonely, we can make silly mistakes, and accept that. Accept that, sometimes we do. And to prevent those silly mistakes and prevent, to help with the loneliness, have a plan in place. So what's going to happen when the first Christmas comes up or the second Christmas comes up and the children aren't there? And there's nobody going to be there. You're not going to be spending Christmas Day with somebody. Well, is there somebody you can spend Christmas with? Can you invite other people to your house? Think about all the things that are going on in your life, and maybe highlight some of the stresses. Particularly if you've had to go back to work, that's a readjustment period. Maybe you don't need a relationship when you're having a readjustment period and you're in that, at that moment in time. So that all again goes back to what you want. What do you want to really do now? You know, take time to get to know yourself maybe first. Maybe, you know, maybe just go out with new friends without any expectations of having a relationship at all first, in the first place. And you never know what might happen. No, anyway, if you have then, of course, you meet somebody, and that the last thing I'll say to you is practice safe sex, guys. There is a rise on STIs within, you know, the older age group. And so, you know, remember, practice safe sex. All the things you'd think of if you were talking to your teenage or college student child, you know, make sure you have the condoms. All those things that you would tell your kids if they were that age, if they were dating age and they were having sex. You've got to think of those things yourself now. You've got to take your own advice, guys, and do practice safe sex. So at that, not a great note to leave it on, but I'm going to leave it there this morning. And thank you all for listening, and I will see you all next week. So do check out the blog. There are a number of blogs now. You'll probably find them under the category of relationships or parenting. So do have a look at those and see regarding divorce. So have a look at them there, and they're at www.DeborahByrnePsychologyServices.com. And I will talk to you all next week. And have a great week.